Hello, Marcus Lim here with G.I. Joe Book 1, Codename G.I. Joe Book 1, and this is the latest installment in the Energon Universe, which started with Void Rivals, okay, followed by Transformers, okay, so now this is the latest. So, you know, there's like 3 pillars. So Void Rivals, Transformers is G.I. Joe is the 3rd pillar, okay? And this actually is a collection of 2 miniseries, Duke and Cobra Commander, 5-issue miniseries each, okay? So this one that I got here, right? This features Duke on the cover. There is a direct market edition of this, which features Cobra Commander, okay? So the one that I've got here is the standard edition. As you can see here, it says experience the epic origins of G.I. Joe and Cobra like you've never seen before. Okay, so let's have a look. Let me unwrap this. Alright. So this is by Joshua Williamson, right? So who's, you know, doing a really good job at DC, writing titles like Superman, for instance. But yeah, so now he is lending a hand to G.I. Joe. So let's see. Alright. So it starts with Duke, okay? And you can see that, yeah, so this guy, Conrad, right? Conrad Hauser is his name. Also known as Duke, right? Talking to Hawk. Now Duke has some kind of, PTSD, or is it PTSD? Or is it an encounter with, who is that? So it looks like a Transformer, doesn't it? In fact, this is actually from the events of Transformers, right? So that's how they're all linked. Okay, there's a whole shared universe thingy, which is pretty cool. In any case, right, no one believes him, no one believes what he saw, and so he's determined to find out the truth himself, right? So he goes rogue, right? So, ooh, that's Destro. Yeah, along the way, you know, bad things happen, people come chasing after him, and he has to, I suppose, get help from, familiar characters. Familiar characters do pop up, and if you are a G.I. Joe fan, right, you will definitely be able to spot all these cool Easter eggs. I mean, that is, right, Baroness, for instance. From, the classic G.I. Joe, right, Baroness. And there's other characters as well that pop up. But it's all very cool, right? How they've made this, you can see, right, they've made this into sort of like a spy thriller kind of, comic book. So you can enjoy it just on that basis alone, right? Even if you're not like a big G.I. Joe fan. But if you are, well, you will definitely, I suppose, have even more enjoyment, get even more enjoyment out of this. Ooh, okay. Yeah, the artwork definitely sells it too, right? Captures that feel, like the action, everything, very, very cool. Ooh. Yeah, so there's lots of references to like Transformers, and that's the end of Duke. And then when we get to, oh, actually there's an epilogue, and interestingly this epilogue, I'm pretty sure it's from this Energon Universe 2024 special. Okay. Yeah, you see? Right there. So this is actually from that special, which is pretty cool, right? It's with Duke, I suppose, recruiting Baroness into the team, and so you can see how the pieces are being set in motion. So Cobra Commander, so this is the second mini-series. Okay, and this has a very different feel from Duke, right? I think Joshua Williamson has said this is more horror, and you can see just right from the get-go what happens to the man who, you know, Cobra Commander walks into the bar, someone's kind of rude to him, and look what happens. But we do get kind of a very cool flashback, right, to Cobra La, and we get to see, it's sort of like an origin story for Cobra Commander, right? We see him as he was before, and why he had to leave and that is a big spoiler alert. Megatron, right? Where's Megatron been all this time? Wow, that was one mystery that's resolved, I suppose. Because all this time, right, in the shared Energon Universe, we've been wondering, where did Megatron go? So we now know the answer, right in these very pages of Cobra Commander. Yeah, this, again, right, just like Duke, this can be read standalone on its own, and you can enjoy it just on that level, just on that basis alone. But obviously it's very cool, right, to see this as part of the shared Energon universe. By the end of this 2 miniseries, right, it sort of sets the stage for a conflict between Duke and Cobra Commander, and also moving us closer to, right, to the, I guess, the big grand plan of having like all 3 series converge, right? Like Transformers, Void Rivals, and G.I. Joe. We are Cobra La. Alright, that's the end. Here's a bit of I don't know, what is it, commentary or interview, right, of the issues. And then we got the covers, right, first for Duke, 5 issues, and then for Cobra Commander. Now, with all these hardcover editions, what you've noticed is that these covers are not like in the actual story, story. So it's sometimes hard to tell, you know, where each issue ends, because they've included all this in the back, all the covers. Now, Energon Universe, right, as I said, has arrived. So book 2 of G.I. Joe is coming soon. It says September, right? That's very soon. So this is only book 1, right? This is book 1. So book 2 is, well, I think according to that cover that we saw just now, it's about collecting 2 more miniseries, Scarlet and Destro. Okay? So 4 miniseries, and then I think after that we'll get to the actual G.I. Joe series itself. So that's pretty exciting. But I think it's clever how they are spotlighting one character at a time, right? Duke, Cobra Commander, Scarlet, Destro, before they all like come together. So I think that's a very good plan, you know, just to take it slow, because I'm pretty sure they know where they're going with all this, and it'll be very, very cool to see the plans unfold for this universe down the line. But this is where it starts. So yeah, definitely check it out. Codename G.I. Joe Book 1 hardcover. So thanks for watching this video. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in another video.